Afternoon everyone, back in London, nice and sunny again. Oh, getting used to it, Alright, so, you guys remember from one of my other vlogs, if you watched it, that I cut my friend Seb. I'm back in London to see Seb. His business partner John is amazing at doing graphic design and stuff, and he has made my tattoo into a logo. Oh, sorry. Actually standing outside his office, basking in this beautiful sunshine today. Here he is.
Barber.
Let's go upstairs.
What's happening, peeps?
Yes, Sebedy. Seb's just carried my box all up these wonderful stairs that I died walking up last time. Alright, so we're in the office and the debate continues of the old Laurel and Yanni stuff. But
It's Laurel, not Yanni.
yesterday I was listening to it and I heard Yanni. Yeah, and today Seb's played it in the office and I hear Laurel. So weird.
Clear as a bell.
Laurel. And John, over there in the corner, who's hiding, doing his work, he hears Yanni. But I heard Yanni last night as well, John. So I don't get it. He hears Yanni.
Hold on,
Everyone else hears Yanni.
So John,
I heard Yanni.
hold on,
Now
John.
I hear Laurel.
Do you hear Yanni now?
So weird.
Yanni.
No!
Laurel. 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 Weird.
It's Yanni. It's actually illegal.
God knows. I am really confused how last night I heard Yanni, 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 and now I hear Laurel. Anyway, I'm going to cut Seb's hair, and then I'm going to have a chat with John,
John, do you want to go first?
and then
Sure?
and then I'll tell you what the rest of my day is panning out like. Anyway, Laurel. I am in London, as you know. I'm now back in my car and I'm driving over to see Mr. Jim Chapman. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. I always love seeing Jim. We have a great conversation when I cut his hair. I'm looking forward to seeing him. But at the moment, I'm travelling along the embankment, which is coming up to where Big Ben is, and this is my view. Yeah, basically it's just pure traffic. Just complete traffic the whole way, so yeah, not much fun. Anyway, the next time you see me, I'll be in Jim's with Jim. Let's go and see him.
So small, watch the clock ticking off the wall, but tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Sadly,
I'm gonna skip my
this is the current state of Big Ben. All scaffolded up. The whole thing just completely scaffolded. Sad times, sad times. This is Mr. Jim Chapman.
Welcome to my home. Kieran knows my home very well now.
I do. And also I know Martha, but she's upstairs and she's hiding.
She's
but
just really noisy today.
she is.
For some reason, so when new people walk into my house, Martha just loses her mind and barks loads. And for some reason with Kieran, and only with Kieran, whenever he opens his mouth, Martha's wah! Like, as in like, stop talking now, you've had enough.
Yeah, she does. She tells me off. She basically tells me, who do you think you are coming into my house? This is my territory.
Yeah.
Don't talk.
And every time he goes to say something, she starts barking. So she's actually currently upstairs and having a bit of a huff, just up there having a whinge about not being able to talk. Screw her.
Exactly. We're going to cut Jim's hair. I'm going to talk you through a couple of bits of it, and then after I spoke you through those bits, I'm going to speed it up as always. Let's do it. Alright. So now I get put on the spot, you see, Jim. Because now I have to actually physically talk to this
Pressure's
thing.
on.
Yeah.
So I get asked all the time how I have my hair cut. And the truth is, I don't know because you do it, right? So I know what I asked for, you know, I just sort of say a bit of a trim, but it's usually kind of a bit shorter on the sides, a bit longer on top,
Yeah.
and where it's scruffy. But people ask me all the time, so this might be now where I send people when they ask me the question.
Okay, that would be great. Be amazing. Right, so whenever I cut Jim's hair, I use 3 different guards on a clipper, which is number 3, number 2, and a 1.5. Okay, Jim doesn't like his hair to go too short, do you?
Well, I've got a tiny head.
He doesn't have a tiny head.
And I don't like...
Look at this man.
I don't like it too tight, because I feel like it's a bit of a fade then. And my whole shtick really is kind of classic and easy and like kind of for every occasion.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes a fade's a bit trendy for me.
No, I understand and I agree. I think that you as a person are someone that wears really beautiful clothing, and that type of haircut would deflect from the whole entire look.
It's kind of interesting that I'm one of GQ's best dressed men, however, really not trendy. Like, I'm just very classic and very, do you know what I mean? I think it's kind of...
It's far too humble, this man.
Not trend-led, you know? Just kind of keeping it nice and easy.
Right, so, number 3 guard is on. We're going to go up to the parietal ridge of Jim's head shape. For those of you...
Parietal ridge?
Yeah, for those of you that don't know what the parietal ridge is, including Jim, that is this curvature of your head right here. Okay, so... No one's head is completely perfectly round, but you do have small curves, and this is one of the small curves right here. So, parietal ridge, like so.
So when you go to the hairdresser and say, can I have a number 3 for parietal ridge, please?
They're going to say, what?
You what, mate?
And then you're going to just direct them back to this video and say, well, that's what Kieran said. Yeah, so, up and out. We go into Jim's hair and out again. And just to start to remove all of the bulk from his haircut.
Yeah, so my hair grows like outwards. It rather than longer, it kind of goes wider, I find.
Okay. Does it, well, obviously we've been cutting your hair for a while now.
Yeah.
But for me, I always tend to feel that your hair becomes very thick very quickly.
Yeah, it does.
And the length of it necessarily doesn't go crazy.
No.
But the...
It's weird that, I don't know why, it just kind of, rather than long, it just gets bushy. And that's how I know it's time to get it cut, because I put my hand through my hair and it feels stiff, and then it gets long and just sort of stands upwards, and I quite like it just being a bit messy, and I don't know, I always know it's time to get it cut because it just kind of gets a big old, like, tsunami. You know what I mean? Of quiff. Yeah, and I'm like, alright, time to get that chopped.
Okay. Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes I watch your Instagram stories as well, and I start to think, Jim's going to call me soon.
Yeah, do you know, yeah.
It gets to that. It gets like that.
Yeah, it just kind of gets uncontrollable.
Yeah. So you've been in Cannes.
I have.
Enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I was there for film festival, which for me is really exciting because I'd never been, and because I'm like a massive film nerd, and because, you know, I used to work in film a lot. Like I used to host a lot of premieres and interview the A-listers, you know, all the stars and everything. And that was me wanting to work in the industry. Okay. And now I've just written my first screenplay.
It's amazing.
So,
you're very proud of yourself.
Fingers crossed, I will kind of be working in the industry soon. Who knows?
Well, if you're looking for any actors, I happen to know a few that are really, really good. Not myself. No, I'm alright. I'm not bad. I did a lot of drama.
I can't act. I've actually, one of the roles in my screenplay, my wife would play really well. And she's an actor, so, you know, if I had any say in it, I would totally cast her.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know how it works.
You'd have to.
And yeah, I would, wouldn't I?
I think the divorce would be pending if you didn't. Yeah. She'd be like, what, you've not chosen me?
Yeah.
Sorry, honey.
Sorry, Margot Robbie was free, mate.
Plus, these scenes were nude, and I didn't want everyone to be looking at you.
Well, this is the thing. She's rehearsing for a play at the minute, and she has to kiss 2-3 guys in it, I think. And she's been rehearsing her kisses.
With you? Or with
no, with them. She's been in rehearsals for the last week, and last sort of 3 weeks, and started doing her kiss scenes last week. So she had a fortnight just kissing other men. And the thing is, she hasn't kissed me because I've barely seen her. She gets in late, and she's knackered, so goes straight to bed. And like she gets home, she will have a look at her notes from the day, and then be ready herself for the following day, and then she'll go to bed. So, you know, she's kissing other men more than me at the minute.
Well.
Hey, saves me a job.
It's a lot of effort having a wife, isn't
you know,
it?
yeah. It's not just for Christmas, these things.
Well, Tan, if you're watching, Jim loves you really.
I do. Tolerate you. No, I don't. I'm a big fan.
How long have you been together now?
12 years.
You get less for murder, but just saying.
Well, yeah, I still like her. Yeah. I'm still very fond.
That's a bad joke.
But I met her when I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you meet?
We met.
These are questions I've never asked you. Actually.
So, long story. Do you want the long story?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so she was at my sixth form, but I didn't know this, so I was the year above her, and I left school to go to university, and obviously she was still there. She met, at the time, the guy was my best friend, and we didn't have a fallout or anything, it's just kind of, you know, time and distance we grew apart, but he was my best friend, he worked in the shop I used to work in.
Okay.
He met her at a baby shambles gig and invited her to a party. So she took at their place, and I was living at home technically, but I spent all my time at their place.
Right.
So she turned up at this party super early, and because I was a fresher and they were all the year above me, I didn't know anyone. So I answered the door to her. I was like, "Oh, I recognise you," and we started chatting. I'd had a few to drink, to be fair, so I was a bit more fluid with the conversation. I was very shy prior to this.
Okay.
And I spent all evening talking to her, and I thought, God, I'm on fire. I'm like flirting outrageously, and like she's totally into me. At the end of the party, she said to her best friend, "Oh, I'm really glad I made a new gay best friend." I've got an opening for a gay best friend, and I think Jim could fill it. And her friend Kate, who was with her, was like, "I don't think he's gay, you know. I think he's just a nice dude." And then the following day, Ryan, who was my mate, Tom was working in Starbucks, so he pushed me into the door as we were walking past it, because I was going, I really like that girl, you know. I wish I could like kind of get her number and talk to her more. So we were walking past Starbucks. He just sort of pushed me in the door, and suddenly I was in there.
The old classic.
I know. So I ordered a coffee, and I hated coffee at the time. And I asked her when she clocked off, and it was like 2 hours time. So I just sat there nursing a cold coffee for 2 hours, and then walked around the city with her.
Nice.
Talked her to a bus stop, and asked her for a number.
It's a sweet story.
And the rest is history.
Now you've been shackled to her.
Yeah, 12 years later, we're married, we've got a dog.
12 years a slave.
Yeah, yeah. kind of is.
Jim, I have now done 3 up to your parietal ridge, now 2, and then I'm just going to do the 1.5 through the back area momentarily.
So where does 2 go up to?
So basically, the way that this works is that it's a blend. Okay, so we're going from, it's basically a blend of graduation. Graduation is a build-up of weights in one's hair.
Right.
So we're going from shorter into longer, and that basically means the blend goes gradually longer towards the top of your head shape.
Right.
Okay, so the free stops here and starts to be flicked out so that it makes the hair softer. Because if you just went straight up with the clipper and stopped, you just have one big heavy line.
Right.
Alright, because this doesn't stop cutting, basically. Once you turn it on,
Yeah, fine, makes
just
sense.
so we're going to go through it up to there, and then the 2 stops just below where the 3 was, and the 2 will blend into the 3, and then the 1.5 will come just through the bottom. I actually only use the 1.5 through the back.
Right.
And that's just so that I can taper your neck area and make it look softer.
Understood.
Your hairline, basically. Yeah. So for all those hairdressers and barbers watching, this is just my way of doing things. Obviously,
do you get a lot of comments from? Because
I think that most people have their own way, and certain people will say, "Oh, we'd never do it like that," and I mean,
which is totally valid.
Yeah.
But you know, like if you're sharing your way, for example, my brother's a personal trainer, and he has a YouTube channel where he talks about personal training and like muscle growing and fitness and all that stuff. And suddenly, everyone's an athlete.
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't do it like that. I'm like, well, look at him. Obviously, it makes sense. He's a machine, so obviously he knows what he's doing. And like me, I make cocktails on my channel. And a lot of the time I make the cocktails, I've never made them before. That's my first time, because the whole point is that I'm experimenting and trying them. But then you get suddenly everyone's a bartender. Whoa, well, I wouldn't have put the ice in there. And I'm like, well, I did, all right? And it tastes great, so suck it.
Oh yeah, everyone's a mixologist these days.
Oh.
No, I know. There's, as the old saying goes, there's 100 ways to whatever it is to skin a cat. And
Totally.
hairdressing is absolutely no different. Everyone can do it differently. Just for the record, for those hairdressers and barbers watching, I could have simply scissor over combed all of this and shown you, but we like to do it this way. It gives a much cleaner and more structured look to Jim's hair.
So no.
Exactly. In your face.
In your face.
I wanna drive a faster car, nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down.
2 areas in and the back, and then this top area, I'll pretty much leave it exactly how it is,
Yeah.
and then I'll just remove some of the weight out of it for you, so that it's not like crazy thick.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can already see that this is a nice shape. It's just your hair just sits so much nicer when it's tighter.
Yeah, I like it tighter on the sides, but I like a lot to play with on top.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I just think my hair looks better when it's a bit longer and it has a bit more to play with. I also think I've got the same haircut I've had since I was like 15 years old, because it doesn't do much, my hair. It does this one thing, just varying degrees of length. And I always, when it's short, it always reminds me of being in high school.
Okay.
And I feel like I look like a baby. But I think that's all in my head.
Yeah.
Certainly all on my head. Good one.
I remember when I was like sort of year 7 at school.
Yeah.
What would that be? Like 12 or something?
Yeah, 11, 12 years old, yeah.
And I used to have like the old school French crop.
What's a
Like
French
really,
crop?
really French. Like it used to be like really tight at the sides, not faded or anything,
Yeah.
like with a clipper. Just scissor cut, clean, and then really, really short going forward. And it was called the French crop.
Right.
And it kind of made a massive resurgence of late.
Oh yeah,
crop.
I've seen that. Yeah, when people have like that sort of dead straight fringe thing.
Yeah,
Just
I mean-
yeah, I quite like it.
I think that the dead straight fringe thing for me is a little harsh because I feel like I always want to make people's hair soft and have a bit
Yeah,
of
I mean you
texture.
couldn't do it on my hair because one, I've got no forehead. It's a 3-finger forehead, so there's not much room to play with. And two,
Yeah,
what are you
I
doing?
get 4
Yeah, so you're a 4-finger. That's a normal head. And also my hair's so like wiry. If you were to cut it straight, it would just go. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
just points all over the place. I'd have to use a lot of product in it.
Yeah, that haircut sort of made a resurgence, and I had it done again just last year before I went away on holiday.
Right.
And I posted a picture of myself with it, and a friend of mine that I went to school with instantly put nice year 8 haircut. And I was like, oh no.
Do you
what-
instantly go, oh shit?
Yeah, what have I done?
When I'm in this town, look at the beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break.
I saw a man as I was driving into London on a push bike, and he had big massive headphones on. And we got to the traffic lights, he stopped and he had a little bag, like a rucksack here, attached to his front. And he went into it and pulled out
A Discman? A Walkman? What,
a cassette Walkman. And he opened it and he flipped
Did he?
I would say disc, he flipped the cassette,
to the B
put it
side?
back in, put it in, press play and put it back in his bag, and then was like, yeah. And I was
What
like,
on earth
wow.
was he listening to that he can't get digitally now?
I was in
Or
shock.
maybe it's from a time machine or something.
Yeah, crazy, right?
My uncles all went bald at 18.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be painful.
I've got a lot of hair. That's one thing.
To be fair though, you and your brother, you both got the hair gene.
Yeah, we both got a lot of hair.
I mean, John's hair is crazy.
Well, is that all chopped off now?
I saw that. It looks great.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
but his hair is as thick, if not. I don't think it's thicker than mine. I think we both have the same sort of
Yeah.
density. But his is a little bit wavier.
Yeah.
So if I tried to grow mine the way he did, it would look even worse, I think. His looked shit.
You didn't like his, did you?
No.
I didn't like it. I thought it looked good.
I liked it when it had a lot of product in it or it was wet. But because he's a personal trainer, he has to shower so often. And it goes from wet to dry so frequently. It just goes like quite. It just dried it out, I think.
Yeah.
So it just didn't sit right.
But he did have a very strong Jax Teller vibe.
He did. That's what was going. He's still. Yeah, that's kind of his.
He looks
his
great.
thing. John develops a man crush quite easily and on a specific type of guy. So his favourite is Jax Teller from what's
Sons
it
of
from?
Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy, or what's Jason Momoa?
Who's that?
You know the guy who
yes,
plays,
I do
he plays
know.
Aquaman
Of course,
and
yeah,
like
of
he's
course.
he's really
huge.
cool. He's huge, but like you know he's into that sort of rock and roll, live fast,
grungy
die
vibe.
young, grungy type thing. And so he wanted to grow his hair, but unfortunately he's got hair like me, so like a Lego man.
Yeah, he's a what is it called? Dothraki from Game of Thrones.
He is, yeah. He's Aquaman. He's also in a show that I never watched but had been meaning to, and I can't remember the name of it, so I'm not even gonna try.
Frontier.
Frontier, yeah, well done.
I was just trying to think what it could have been, and then I remembered. I watched
Have you
one
seen it?
episode. I watched one episode while I was
See, I watched the
away
first
travelling.
20 minutes of an episode and actually didn't dislike it, just something happened, so I had to pause it and then never got back to it.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
Exact same thing.
I saw like him like slit some guy's throat and I was like, oh, I'm into this because that's quite like that sort of thing apparently.
This is normal.
Yeah, and then never got back to it.
I see. Yeah, no, I fell asleep. Actually, I know what it was. I tried to watch this well over a year ago when it was during Paris Fashion Week.
Right.
And I'd travelled to go and cut Zane's hair for him during the Fashion Week before he went to some of the shows. And then I was knackered by the time I got home. And so I thought, oh, I'll try that. And I remember what happened. I fell asleep watching it, and then that was the end of that. When I did my first video, I started at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
I finished at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, Christ!
And it's because I literally had never really used Premiere Pro other than just to open it up and take a quick look.
Right.
And that bit of time that it took me was crazy.
Your editing's pretty slick though, mate. And also, it's the, you go to a lot of effort. Like, I was watching your video the other day where you got in your car, and you'd obviously put your camera in your car prior so you could get in and see. I'm ruining the magic now, I'm sorry. So you get in and see it. So as someone like me who makes content, I'm like, that's a lot of effort to go to. Whereas if it were me, I'd just be like, I'd just get in it. So it goes, you're doing it right.
Yeah, well, I was trying. I'm trying to do, I'm always trying to think of what's new and what I could do that's interesting as well for me. I think that's really one of the main things is when you first start, again, and with the way that YouTube is now, it's a much higher product than it ever was before.
The production value certainly increased.
Yeah, it's huge. And so if you're not on that level or doing something along those lines, then I feel like people are just going to be like, nah, I don't really want to see this because I can get better.
Yeah, I'm a very low maintenance vlogger actually. I'm quite naughty. And I can sort of think if I don't get it first time, I'm not getting it at all. and I'm like, I'm not going to get in my car twice. I'll get in it once and I'll film it the first time. But credit to you for doing it properly because that's the effort you should be putting in.
Yeah, I do it when there's no one else around though because I don't want to look like I'm an absolute crazy
Have
person.
you got to the? Have you started doing it in public yet?
Yep.
Have you? And you feel alright about it?
Actually, I nearly walked into someone earlier.
Did you?
I was walking along and I was thinking I was like really cool. Look at me, I'm so cool with my Joby Gorilla Pod. Here I go, bowling through. And I turned the corner and this woman was like, ah!
Do you know what? Like, the rule is just don't give a shit. You know, like I talk to my camera in the middle of London on a regular basis. You get a lot of people looking at you weirdly, and I just think, you know what? Whatever. I'm communicating.
I know that because I watched your last vlog. Well, I watch all your vlogs, but I watched in the last one. I watched this guy standing smoking
behind me,
and he was standing one way, and as you walked past him, he literally just followed you round.
Do you know, sometimes what I used to do, but now it just takes too long, I used to put an arrow by them. If I was walking in the street and I saw them sort of watching what I was doing, going, what is that kid up to? I'd often sort of point them out, but it just became too labour intensive.
Oh, it is. I think that the one thing I've definitely found is that the amount of hard work that goes into creating a actual video is immense.
It is, and for me, because YouTube's now quite a small part of what I do, I'm so busy doing everything else, that I don't have time for those little quirks now.
Yeah.
And also, I used to do it along that before, and I think now it's not as funny. You know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough.
Kind of, I don't want to labour that joke.
I wanna drive a faster car, lay my troubles to rest, blow the smoke through my cigarette.
Hello, Rat. All right.
It's just a little bit away.
Do you know what I think she could do with a short back and sides? I often threaten to shave her when she's naughty. Like, I'm gonna shave you and leave you outside. Can you imagine?
Should we cut your hair? No, your hair doesn't need cutting, does it? Beautiful girl.
Oh, you're a gremlin. Go on, down you go.
And I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone.
Into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like some products for the weekend, sir?
Go for it.
One of the things I was saying to everyone in my vlog is about like applying the product everywhere, and then once you apply it everywhere, then to style it.
Yeah, right.
Because I see so many guys like
They get a big dollop on their hand and they just put it through their fringe.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they don't realise.
It looks so heavy, doesn't it? Like that.
Yeah, every time though, without a fail. This is definitely working on the signature
The classic gym.
style. Alright, sir.
Thanks, mate.
There you go, thank you.
That's how I get my hair cut. He does it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Alexa agrees.
what did she say?
Absolutely.
What did she think we said though?
I have no idea. Absolutely, she said.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
No one's talking to you, that's why.
Alexa, who cuts Jim Chapman's hair?
Here's something I found on Wikipedia.
Really?
No way.
The 5-year-old British invasion fighting
Not the right thing.
Totally incorrect. So, haircut done. Jim always looks absolutely beautiful. Always.
Well, you say that.
It's very
I'm like in an
good.
old hoodie today, and I'm not wearing deodorant, and I'm warm.
Still smells good. Still looks cool. He's just one of those horrible men that
I'm working
always
from
looks
home.
great.
No, this is not true. Look, I'm working from home today, so I'm hanging out in a hoodie that's like 2 sizes too big, and I've got my tracky bottoms on, and I'm going barefoot. That's what's happening. That's the reality of it.
And still, he looks better than most.
Mastercard, nothing can break me. No, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at the beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me. No, no, nothing can break me.